I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Yeah. She looks every word you say.
Yeah. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Byerly.
Here.
Councilmember Conklin.
Here.
Councilmember Missouri.
Here,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Here.
Councilmember Brinker.
Here.
Councilmember Morris.
Yeah.
Mayor Long.
Here. Approval of the minutes for the February 21st meeting.
Second.
Motion floor and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. Public comment period. Request from downtown Lockheed to amend the original approval.
And Kara is here.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, can I just stand?
Sure.
Okay. I know that you guys have approved to have the farmer's market on Saturday. So I had met after the meeting, and I do apologize, with 4 farmers, 2 who previously participated in the farmer's market and 2 who are new farmers to the area in the Zion area. And they do really well at the Bellefonte market on Saturdays. So they might not have done as well on our Saturdays, so they have put in a request if we could move the date to a different date, so that way that they could participate in multiple markets. And once ours gets big, maybe to move it to a Saturday. But they were asking if they could have it on Thursdays, which would start Thursday, May 19th until Thursday, October 27th, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the East Main Street parking lot. So they wanted to also extend the time frame because a lot of their produce comes back in the fall, and we were cutting it really short, and we were basically missing out on an opportunity. So I wanted to see if we could move that.
Wish council.
I think we should approve the request to move the farmer's market to Thursday to expand the opportunities for our local. We want participation, so I think it's good to move and adjust according to conditions.
And I do have to say, I'm sorry, we would need electric too.
Sorry.
We would need the electric,
The electric power. Thing.
Oh,
yeah.
So I have a motion
yeah.
second and a second. Any further discussion? Any other questions, comments?
How do we know that peak demand for fresh vegetables will occur on a Thursday afternoon?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
He said, how do we know that a peak demand for fresh vegetables will be on a Thursday afternoon?
How do they know it's going to be fresh
That's his comment.
vegetables?
No, why Thursday?
Why Thursday?
Why Thursday? Well, that was a date they picked so that Friday they had time to recuperate for Saturday.
Actually, I was just being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
I was brought up in the old traditions where retail operations serve the needs of their customers, not the other way around.
Okay.
well, one of the problems, of course, has been that we haven't been able to get farmers there on Saturdays. And I appreciate that. My question, I guess, to you, Kira, would be, I assume you discussed this at a downtown meeting.
Correct.
And how many actual merchants were at that meeting?
So we discussed it at our downtown Lock Haven board meeting.
Okay,
So the merchants on our board meeting, there are 2.
okay.
But we're trying not to get merchants down there, like for example.
No. The merchants that are on Main Street is what I'm talking about. Business owners.
So business owners, so we're trying to get farmers to the market, not necessarily business owners. So for example, Simone's Bakery was down there. We did not have the capability, like some of her.
I think you're still missing my point. My question is, how many local business owners were at the meeting that you held.
I think what he's getting at, if I don't mind me interrupting, is that part of the reason we do this is to bring people downtown, and therefore maybe they stop and shop and so on while they're there. So we was wondering, am I on the right path as far as?
You're on the right path,
That,
yes.
what was their input on having it on a Thursday night and how it might affect their business or not affect their business, help, hurt, what have you?
So we have, I think, 2 business owners on our board,
Mhm.
and they were okay with moving it.
Okay, all right, that was what I needed, thank you.
Yes, Steve.
And I don't think I heard any, I was at the meeting, I heard no opposition to moving it to Thursday. There were some good positive points, and most of the merchants sit on the merchants committee, which is subcommittee of the board. You can't have all of downtown at the board meeting, so they are represented by a couple merchants, and then the rest is all subcommittee.
And that's all that I asked for,
Yeah,
was how that.
I wish I had a bigger number, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. He just was wondering, I get where it's come from. Any thoughts or any position on the merchants downtown having their hours be so that when the thing is open, that they're open the whole time, or?
So they're usually open until 5 or 6,
Right.
so it's in that time frame.
Just wondered if that would affect their decision maybe to stay open a little later on that night since that was going on.
And actually, a lot of them are starting to open up and extend their hours. Some of them are starting to open up on Sunday as well because they notice there's a need on Sunday.
Mhm.
So I feel that if the more people are coming into the town,
Sure.
maybe they will extend their hours.
And a Thursday's traditionally a slow night, so any extra business we can get there for them, that would be good. And of course, the restaurants could make out with somebody eating and then going to farmer's market, so we're gonna try it and see.
Any more comments? We have a motion on the floor in a second. Anyone? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes,
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Well, I suppose so, yeah.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Always has to be difficult now.
Kira, I don't want you to think the honeymoon's over and that we're giving you a hard time now. I just wanted to get some idea of how the business owners felt.
Oh,
And
no.
while I'm asking you that, will we continue to have anything on Saturday then or not?
Yeah, so like and that's another thing I have to add, so like I've been talking with Casey, we have our street closures the last Friday and Saturday of each month. Basically, when I sent in the application to PennDOT, we got approved for June, July, and August. So September, I'd like to bring up because September was actually supposed to be September 31st and October 1st for Saturday. Unfortunately, our insurance expires September 27th. So for them to approve it as a bulk, they cannot because our insurance renews automatically every year. So when we talked to our insurance, they said they usually send us out the new policy within a month. But for us to get approved for everything, we need to move that weekend up. So at our board meeting, we discussed basically every full weekend. So we're asking too if we could move up September's last weekend to the 23rd and 24th. So we can automatically apply for that and be okay that it's under that policy. So like we have that planned for the last Friday and Saturdays of each month. We have side street Saturdays planned for, which we discussed previously, where some of our businesses that are not on Main Street, we're going to be able to extend their seating outside or either in their parking lot or in the grass area. So we're helping out not only Main Street on the last Friday and Saturday, because we didn't want to do the first Saturday or the first Friday. We want to do something different, so we went with the last. And no one really else in the area is acknowledging businesses that are not on Main Street, and that's where we came up with second side street Saturday. So the second Saturdays of each month will acknowledge anybody that's not on Main Street, that's a member. So like we have a ton of events planned. to go on. Actually, we have something every month. I think in June, there's 3 months, there's 3 events going on.
Again, I meant, I guess, and I should have made myself more clear, in that parking lot on Main Street on Saturdays, when you're closed, you're still going to have events in there.
Well, yeah, so like, we're going to do kind of a family, we're going to gear events. Like, I would love to bring yoga down
Yeah.
on Main Street. I would
That's-
love to do all of that.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure we were still going to utilize that space during that.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
absolutely, especially because it lights up at night.
Yep.
And I should also let you know, we're trying to apply for a special events permit. So maybe we could do a wonderful beer garden, maybe we could do something like that to utilize that on our street closures. But until I get the approval, I can't apply for the next license.
Anything else?
No, sorry.
Okay. 4B, use of Zendel Park watershed.
She still needs that approval for the 23rd and 24th, I think.
An initial request.
Oh,
All right.
Well, to change the, yeah, from September 30th and October 1st to the 23rd, 24th.
Okay. Do I have a motion for that?
I will move that change.
I'll second.
I think we've discussed enough. Anybody have anything to add? Okay. Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes,
Councilmember Missouri,
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Thank you. No. So that's it, I promise.
You're fine.
Thank you.
Okay. 5B, use of Zendel Park.
These next 3 requests are ones that the Director of Community Life has handled. I'll turn them over to her.
The organizer of the Boulder Beast, Craig Fleming, is requesting use of Zindel Park on March 12th for a 10K race for beginner trail runners. They did this event last year and it went really well. And it will take place in the same route that was approved last year, which is similar to Frozen Snot and Boulder Beast, but it's only 6.5 miles. They've already provided liability insurance and then we'll sign the special activity agreement as well.
Mr. Council.
Move to approve.
second.
Motion floor and second. Further discussion?
We should ask them to apply a little sooner than
That
a
was
few days ahead of time.
on me, because we thought when he approved, when he got his usually gets his approvals, it's for 5 years, and the minutes last year did not reflect that, so.
Okay.
Any other comments? Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes,
Councilmember Missouri,
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4C, use of floating stage.
The Great Island Presbyterian Church would like to use the floating stage and amphitheater on August 7th for a music performance. They have provided their insurance and we'll make sure that they have all their safety protocols met. The gates will be unlocked and electricity turned on for them and kind of work through all of that with them as well.
What's the date of that?
August 7th, so that is a Sunday. Will not interfere with the summer concerts.
even as the times.
Do we know what kind of music?
I know it's, I think, a band, I'm assuming like a Christian rock band. I think they're like a more national act. From what I.
Yeah.
Could be worse, could be.
Don't come from-
What's the wish of council?
I move approval.
I'll second.
Motion floor and a second. Any further comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes,
Councilmember Missouri,
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes.
And then the last one is Holly Ernest is requesting use of Zindel Park on May 14th for a small wedding ceremony from 2 to 4 p.m. I believe it'll be less than 75 people. She has already received all the guidelines and regulations, and I will work to make sure that she follows them.
That's what council.
Motion approved.
Second. Motion floor and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Morex.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Any other public comments or requests?
I'm none, Your Honor.
Item number 5, investment blockade presentation. Abby.
So put in the council packet, for this meeting is Invest Lock Haven. This is a, document that's spread out of the comprehensive plan. It's actually recommended as part of the federal opportunity zone study. Gearing off of actually Erie's investment perspectives that has worked well in opening up their opportunity zones and spurring investment in that area. Ours is a little bit different, although we use other communities as a guideline. And I say we because my intern for the whole year now, Matt Pernelli from IEP, has been working on this a lot. He actually was able to put it together and get all the data and information in. The whole document really puts all of our programs, incentives, and opportunities in one area. It's rather short, only 26 pages, but puts everything in one spot so potential investors, new businesses, or even new residents can take a look at it and see what the community is like. It includes, like I said, programs and incentives, but also economic conditions, as well as some interesting community facts like Lock Haven University, local school districts, the airport, historic district, and a couple other things that just make our community different. It is an internal document, was done internally and can be updated internally. So as programs change or new ones come about, we will certainly add those and keep everyone informed.
That's very nice.
We'll be on the
Questions for
city's website. Nice photos,
Yes, photos.
credit to Bill Crown.
Yeah, provided by Budget Artists, and a couple were from the Economic Partnership. Julie Brett.
Thank you so much.
And my only comment would be that I think this needs to be in the hands of the managers of everyone as the opportunity zone fund. But I think that section 4 needs to be slightly rewritten because the panel that says this is how it works isn't actually how it works any longer. Because the investment deadline was not short. And if we're talking to fund managers, we don't need to tell them how the fund works because they know that. I think what we need to tell them is the kind of thing that's either going on in the city or planned in the city or possibly in the city, which would attract those funds. So if we could just rejig that page a little bit, and I think we will. That would make an excellent document even better.
Richard, also, that's the index for the following pages. If you look on the right side, it gives you the page that the merger plan, employment analysis for all, that's the index also. So it's a nice way to put that on that page. It wasn't necessarily made just for investment opportunities. It tells you what page to look at.
Yeah, I misspoke. I said 4 and I should have said 6.
Okay, because you said 4, that's why I looked at it.
Any other comments? Thank you for the article. Appreciate it. 6, unfinished business. 6A, Lock Haven City app relaunch.
I'm gonna let 2019 Casey present this to you. It's muted. Maybe we'll let it buffer. We'll let it buffer for a second, but we introduced the city app 2 years ago, and we've had a handful of users that use it frequently, but we would like to get maybe not as many residents know about it, so here we go.
The City of Lock Haven has launched a new mobile app designed to give its residents easier access to information about the city.
Yeah.
Residents can download the app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store by searching Lock Haven City. When it first opens, you'll receive a prompt asking if the app can access your location. You can allow it to always have access or to only have access
Really over it.
That experiencing interruptions is so too much.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi using.
Yeah.
at once.
Nothing can go wrong.
access while using the app. Allowing access to your location while using the app will be helpful later when using the report an issue portion. You'll also receive a prompt asking if the app can send push notifications. By enabling push notifications, you'll receive updates to any issues or report, as well as any emergency notifications sent out by the city. The app will then bring you to the home screen menu. This gives quick access to call the city directly, as well as all of the information that can be found on the city website. You can view recycling schedules, view city council minutes, and even email city officials directly from the app. Forms such as park use applications can also be found under the Forms and Publications section of the home screen. Residents can even keep up to date with community events happening in the city. Report an issue is a new feature for residents that was not previously available on the website. When first opening the Report an Issue section, users will be prompted to create a user profile. If you wish to receive updates on the progress of the reported issue, you'll automatically be sent an email and push notification when city workers complete the work. On the Report an Issue page, users are presented with a list of options to report. Just click the issue you would like to report and the screen will open to a map. If you have your location enabled, it will automatically pull up the user's current location. If it is not enabled, the default location is City Hall, and users will have to manually type in the location of the issue or find it on the map. After the location is listed, click Next. This will give users the option to add notes about the issue and even post a picture. All that is left is to submit the report, which will be emailed directly to the specific department responsible for resolving it. Users will receive progress reports via email and push notifications as the issue is taken care of. If there are any questions regarding the app, users may contact Casey Campbell, Director of Community Life at 570-893-5612.
So as you can see from the video, the app does a lot of things, but one of the things that you can get from the app that you can't get from our website is the report an issue. So you can, if you see a light bulb is out, you can take a picture of it and go directly to the department that will handle it. So, and that is available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You just search Lock Haven City, and then the little green icon.
We know how many people have downloaded that app.
The last I saw, it was about 500 of them. but it does tell you active users, and that's not very high. I believe that's under.
I'd be one of the active.
Yeah.
Last year, we would have hit the lowest since we launched. On an annual basis, we had less than 50 submissions. The first year, 2019, it was just kind of catching on. And we had more than 100 from one individual alone. But we did have
Wasn't
several.
me.
It was not you. But it did grow slightly then the next year. But then in 2021, usership really fell off a lot. And so as an engagement tool for the public, I asked Casey to put it on again tonight so that we can try to get the information out there again, to try to get more people to use it. It could also be college students who download it, who just don't live here anymore. Could be a reason that some of it dropped off as well, because they would have graduated, but trying to get more residents of the city, whether you're here long-term or short-term, to use it is going to be beneficial.
Is there a way we can share that app?
Yep, I can post that video again with a link for the App Store as well.
Okay. Then we can share it.
Share on Facebook.
Yeah, and we do include a pamphlet about the app in our Good Neighbor bags as well, to hopefully try to get that. And another good thing that mentioned in the video is the push notification, so we use that for like leaf pickup and
Oil, water,
Yeah,
advisories.
oil water advisories.
I wonder for downtown stores, businesses would fire for us. No, I don't. Yeah.
You can make like little.
Yeah, just a little flyer, because I know they do advertising for everything, so. It's just a thought.
Thank you. Yeah, any other questions or comments? Okay, 6B, consideration of the award proposals for the lease of property in Green Township.
The ag leases are back. Turn it over to Tony.
We received 3 proposers. They all submitted for all separate properties. So that was an easy bid path to do. So my recommendation is to award the lease plot IDs to the respective proposers. And the total amount that we will receive each year will be $8,165.
What's wish of council?
Who's the recommendation?
So
I have a motion for and a second. Any further discussion?
Tony, there's a couple of plots that are not, am I reading this right?
Correct. A and I are not.
Will they just go fallow, or will the city have to look after them?
So we were asked to look at plot IDA. It's just last Friday, I think it was, when I told these people to make sure that their prices were right. There's an issue there with plot A, so I'm going to go there and look at that, but I don't know of any issues. But no, they won't. We'll still cut that, so we'll still, like, there won't be brush growing. So, yeah, we'll brush it off.
Were they used last year? Those 2 plots used
We
last?
didn't have a, these last year. Previous years, they were used, yeah.
Anything else? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6C, notice the award of the 2021 CDBG funds.
This is so that the minutes will reflect officially the city received notification as expected for 2021 Community Development Block Grant Program funding in the amount of $322,441.
16, notice of LHU's 2022 donation.
I just wonder if we could figure out how many sheets of paper in the course of the year the state issues that contain just the names of 4CC recipients to a document which is not otherwise identified.
It was emailed.
Do we not, we don't get a hard copy?
I don't think we got one last year. I think we just got emailed.
So
The state is converted almost exclusively to electronic,
Well, I withdraw my objection.
with the exception of PennDOT.
Realize, recognize, you know. Are you through now?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move on to what I had already moved on to.
This is the annual notice from Lock Haven University. They provide to the city the amount of $1 for every student enrolled in the fall semester to the city as a donation to use towards public safety. This year, that was $2,715. So that'll represent the total contribution from the university to the city's funds this year.
Which is like picking up the plate, hoping with a quarter underneath it. I think when the university has settled down and he now knows what it's going to be called, who's going to run it, we should readdress that issue. And it's,
I have initiated discussion since council said that was a priority with one of the vice presidents. He's discussing with the other vice presidents what potentially could be done differently.
What other college towns are offering?
The 14 state schools all do something different. There's no state mandated
Right.
way to do anything.
Yeah.
And there are some municipalities that don't receive a donation at all. There are some private schools who give significant amounts of money, but yeah, the $1 per student in the fall semester. Since I've been here, that's the way it is. I don't know how many decades it's been that way, but at least since
Since I was here.
since the study was performed by the Pennsylvania Economy League, it focused on Pennsylvania's universities in Edinburgh, I believe Clarion, Bloomsburg, Lock Haven, and Westchester, and each was completely unique. Westchester did push the university for a larger contribution, which then made their contribution cease. And Millersville doesn't receive a municipal donation, their fire department does. So
There's nothing in the law that gives us the power to require it. Anything else on that before we move on? Okay. 6E, continuation discussion about the capital improvement program.
I'm taking it easy on you tonight, since this is the night of relaunches and good news of investment. But I did want to provide you an update of Fund 15, which is the American Rescue Plan Fund, just to give you a current impression on the discussion throughout the capital improvement program. Worksheets that have been handed out where that money currently is falling. If everything were expended as it's shown on here and there were no overages, then right now there's about $40,000 left that would not be allocated. But you'll receive the drawdown resolutions with the estimates of what we expect each of these programs to cost at the next meeting for your action. And that's it.
Any other unfinished business?
I had none, Your Honor.
New business, 7A, consideration of resolution number 2022-08.
This is consideration of a resolution to apply for DCED gambling proceed funds through a grant, and we were guided to find a very unique program that would stand out to apply for, because there will be hundreds and hundreds of communities applying for these funds, which are available for the first time. So the city planner was able to come up with what I think is a very unique but well-needed installation in the central business district. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
So, just talking with a couple of business owners, and with our many community events, I think we all kind of recognize the missing gap. So we're applying for self-cleaning public restrooms to be installed in the East Main Street parking lot. The restrooms are prefabricated structure with 2 unisex ADA compliant stalls. The toilet seats clean after every use, and the units, stalls themselves, clean after every couple uses, spray down and dry off. They're automatic doors, which can be remotely monitored, so we can lock them in the midnight hours and open them up and move in the morning. Built in with their own lighting system and pretty much self-contained structures that will be a great addition to our downtown.
They really are self-cleaning. Where's the nearest one?
Yeah, you see.
So if council would like to approve a road trip, we can all go to Washington DC. And
I have a limo bus ready.
Maybe you could take the trip down and video it for us. Bring it back.
I'll try to use it.
Well,
I want to video more self-cleaning. You got the
I was just talking about the self-cleaning part, not the.
That doesn't happen with people inside.
now,
Where are your rings?
to the individual who told me that we should try to find a unique project that will really stand out, that is something that people would want to come and visit from the funding agency to be able to witness the installation of. I asked, do you think that you'll get many applications for self-cleaning restrooms in the central business district, which is basically packed stores that has replaced the modern mall again with the downtown? And they said, no, they believe this will be the only one. So hopefully it does stand out. That's
What kind of site works is this?
Richard, could you speak up? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's because I wasn't talking to you.
Okay, people want to talk to themselves.
What kind of site work is needed to make these things work?
Small excavation of the footprint and installation of sewer and water.
See, that was a very valid question, Richard. I would have missed the whole thing. Any other questions or comments? Let's wish council. I move approval. Motion floor in a second. Assuming no one has any more comments, since I asked that before the motion. Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 7B, consideration of ordinance number 2022-03.
This is the first reading of an ordinance to amend the city code for openings and excavations of streets, to reassign the oversight of that from the code enforcement office to the public works department. And this draft was put together by the director of public works. It is the city's GIS tech who kind of goes out and marks where these take place, and having public works, which actually works in paving, oversee this seems to make more sense than the way the original ordinance was written. Tony, do you have anything to add on that?
Other than we have to do water and sewer inspections for any time inspection to our services. So we're already out there. So it just makes it a lot easier for us to handle. Stay on top of it.
Swish.
So move the resolution, and I think it makes perfect sense to me.
I second the orders.
Motion floor a second. Any other discussion?
I asked A question on emergency openings. Can you just explain how that works?
There's something in there that says emergency, or you just asking?
It's the first of the,
Oh, yeah, emergency openings, the next station may be repaired and emergency improved within 24 hours. So like, if somebody has a sewer backup right now or a water leak, they can do the repair and then, you know, tomorrow morning we come in. They can make sure we get the perfect excellence.
oh, so it's an after event.
Correct, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I just wasn't clear.
Any other questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes,
Councilmember Missouri,
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
Yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 7C, approve to seek proposals for a solar purchase agreement.
Well, since the agriculture leases are back, so solar at the airport, so I'll let the Director of Public Works talk about this. He had input from some state agency people as well, so.
So I put together solar RFP for solar at the airport, much like we did back in, I believe it was 2019. What makes this different is I made it a lot easier to read from the proposers, so we should expect a lot more proposers. And I also did include a lot of requirements, so they have to be NABCP certified. That is North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners. This will make sure that we don't just receive these proposals from investors, but we also receive proposals from contractors. The DEP and some other municipal agencies use some of their background information for their proposals, and just created this little quick 2-page one.
And the location would be the approximately 12 to 13 acres of land down near the airport. This is the parcel that originally we had attempted to lease to ALE Holdings, but because in 2015, the city failed to renew the taxiway that goes from the main runway over to that parcel of land, it cannot be restored. And so that kind of puts a kibosh permanently on any aviation development on that 12 to 13 acres, because you can't ever get an airplane from there to the runway. So this would be, once again, a good use, but it's incumbent on the developer that they contact the FAA and follow all instructions and requirements of that entity as well.
Steve?
If I can remember back, the original solar designs were to be at the airport. Then it got amended to move it closer to sewage treatment plant because it'd be a whole lot less to put it in and hooking it up and everything else. Now you want to go back to the airport again?
It was both locations before, it was both the airport and the sewer.
Okay.
Plant. We still have to do the old demolish the sewer.
Before we can do anything else.
Right, yeah.
So that might be a second project
Right.
add on later. Great. I was really supported that to make sure it comes forward again. And I'm glad you have re-proposed it to us, because that's going to be a great energy saving for us, and it's all green.
Agreed. Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
I move it.
Second. Motion floor and a second. Further questions or comments on the motion? Call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
yes,
Councilmember Missouri,
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 7D, approval of seat bids for WWTP sludge.
Both the sludge contract and the city hall cleaning services contracts end on the 30th of April. And so we just need council's approval to either renegotiate those for renewal if that's enabled under the current agreement, or to go out for bid again.
Do I have a motion?
So move.
Motion floor second. Any questions or comments on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri,
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Morris,
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 7E, notification of PennDOT traffic count locations.
PennDOT provided a very lengthy list, which I drilled down to just show you the actual locations in the city of Lock Haven where they intend to put in traffic count at some point during the year, just so you're aware when those little rubber lines are across the road, that's PennDOT counting how many cars go through that, if anyone asks.
And why are they counting so many non-PennDOT roads?
They are.
Just for, since they're here, they might as well do those too.
I don't know what the maximum lines are on an Excel spreadsheet for rows, but I think they met it when you look at just our particular region, because it's just an enormous number of traffic counts that they're putting out. I have no idea why. It may be tied to something with the bipartisan infrastructure law, but they may be looking for where, counts may matter.
Or liquid fuels or anything along those
Yeah.
lines.
I actually do that, Steve, so I'm hoping to hear back, because I do have, because we do street sweeping. So I need to know when it will be out.
Just run right over and they'll hook them back up. That's why they make them bear away.
They make new traffic counters you can sit on the side, street signs now, that
Yeah.
count like
Yeah,
radar.
it's like,
So,
yeah.
that's one of my questions then, is they gonna be the radar counters, so that would be a lot better, so. Because there's a lot of streets here that we're gonna have to make sure that Darryl doesn't hit. So, I do have that question though.
Just go right on it. Right.
Any other discussion on that? 7F, notification of UPMC renewal application.
This is just for council's information. It was provided to the city engineer as well. UPMC is notifying the city that they are looking for a renewal permit for their air quality through DEP.
Any other new business, Rick?
I had none, Your Honor.
8, reports from authorities, boards, commissions, committees.
Again, these are just attached for your information. If you have any further questions, it's easiest to reach out to either the committee members or to the liaison of council to that particular.
You from downtown from last meeting, I don't know what we talked about.
No, we're just working on a lot of things for the summer. We're being at memberships up, it's almost like 100 businesses or individuals too. So that's as high as I can remember for years. Anything else, pretty much to highlight, the rest is all work things that we're trying to develop.
Anyone else have anything you want to share?
just want to publicly acknowledge, everyone here has probably already seen it. Lock Haven University's wrestling team won their first ever MAC conference title. That's a pretty big accomplishment, particularly after a year where not only were their competitions reduced, they didn't compete at all last year until the MAC tournament, which obviously they did not do well in, not having a year of competition, and to come back with a very young team, picked 11 out of 13 teams in the MAC, which if you're not a wrestling fan is a very strong mid-major school conference, and to win that in pretty convincing fashion. Really a great job by Coach Moore, who was named Coach of the Year in the MAC. So they have 4 individuals going to nationals in 2 weeks, compete against all of the schools that everyone pays attention to in the Big Ten and everywhere else. So really great accomplishment for that program, and something that certainly the city and university can be very proud of.
Anything else? Of notes, we're talking about sports accomplishments, high school basketball district championship. We're still continuing on today. Still involved, right? Tomorrow. Yeah, thank you. Yep. I forgot what day it was. So good luck to them, and they represent us also, that'd be awesome. Anybody have anything else to bring to the council tonight? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Yeah. We're adjourned, thank you, everyone.
Yeah.